Hey NFL fans, welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the biggest moments, teams, and stories around the league. Today we're talking about the Detroit Lions' incredible season and a surprising shout-out from their head coach, Dan Campbell. He credits, wait for it, the New York Giants for setting the tone for their success this year. Yeah, you heard that right, the Giants. Back in August, these two teams faced off in joint practices, and those sessions were anything but ordinary. There were fights, fines, and a level of intensity that might have raised some eyebrows, especially for a preseason matchup. So how did all of that chaos set the Lions up for a run at the Super Bowl? Stick around because we're breaking it all down. Let's rewind to early August. The Detroit Lions and New York Giants kicked off their preseason with a pair of joint practices. Now, these types of practices are supposed to give teams a chance to work on their skills in a controlled environment, but what actually happened was anything but controlled. These practices were straight-up war zones. Fights broke out left and right, and the NFL ended up handing out massive fines for the chaos. But if you ask the coaches, it was just old-school football. Both Campbell and DeBoll are cut from the same cloth. They're old-school football guys who love the grit and physicality of the game. While the NFL might not have been thrilled about the fighting, the coaches saw something different. They saw fire, they saw intensity, and for Dan Campbell, it was the spark his Lions needed heading into the season. Fast forward to January, and these two teams are in completely different places. The New York Giants? Unfortunately for their fans, they've just wrapped up one of the worst seasons in franchise history. But the Lions? They're the number one seed in the NFC and gearing up for a divisional playoff matchup against the Washington Commanders. So what happened? How did the Lions turn joint practices, full of fights and frustration, into a stepping stone for success? And why does Dan Campbell believe the Giants played such a pivotal role in their journey? In a recent press conference, Dan Campbell reflected on the impact of those preseason practices, saying, "I felt like the biggest adjustment for us was training camp out at New York. That was the first real taste of, kind of the perception. And I thought the Giants, man, they practiced hard. They brought it. It was a lot of energy, a lot of juice." Campbell's words tell us a lot about his mindset as a coach. For him, it wasn't just about going through the motions of preseason. Those joint practices were a wake-up call, a chance for the Lions to see what they'd be up against all season long. And according to Campbell, his team passed the test. Campbell continued, "Now, you know what it's going to be like all season, and we've handled it. I mean, we handle it well. We know we're going to get everybody's best shot." The Lions' ability to take those lessons and turn them into a winning mentality speaks volumes about the culture Dan Campbell has built in Detroit. This isn't just a team that's playing to win games. They're playing with a chip on their shoulder, with a toughness that was forged in those fiery joint practices. It's clear that Campbell believes in using adversity as a tool for growth. And when you look at the Lions season, that mindset is everywhere. From hard-fought victories to comeback wins, this team has thrived under pressure. Interestingly, Campbell also has a personal connection to the Giants organization. While his admiration for the team is clear, make no mistake, this isn't just about mutual respect. Those joint practices lit a fire under the Lions, and they've been burning ever since. It's almost poetic, isn't it? The Giants, despite their struggles this season, played a key role in shaping the Lions' identity. And now, as Detroit prepares for a deep playoff run, there's a sense of gratitude mixed with determination. So here's the big question. Can the Lions carry this momentum all the way to New Orleans in Super Bowl 59? If their season so far is any indication, the answer might just be yes. This team has everything it takes: a fiery head coach, a quarterback playing some of the best football of his career, and a defense that refuses to back down. Add in the lessons they've learned from the preseason, and the Lions are looking more and more like a team of destiny. The story of the 2023 Detroit Lions is one of grit, growth, and overcoming adversity. And it all started with those joint practices against the Giants, a moment that set the tone for everything that came after. It's a great reminder of what football is all about. Sometimes the toughest moments, the fights, the frustrations, the challenges, are the ones that make you stronger. For the Lions, that strength has carried them to the top of the NFC. Now, the only question is, how far can they go? All right, that's it for today's deep dive into the Lions' incredible season and the unexpected impact of those joint practices with the Giants. What do you think? Are the Lions destined for Super Bowl glory, or will someone else stand in their way? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more NFL content, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.